What is up, everybody? Purple and Gold podcast here on Friday, August 14th, a somber edition of the Purple and Gold podcast. We are here to unfortunately report that the legendary LSU head baseball coach and athletics director Skip Bertman passed away earlier this morning at the age of 88. We will do our best here to try and eulogize and talk about just a mountain of a person, of a man in the world of college athletics, particularly obviously in the world of college baseball. Just a little bit of the backstory. Skip Bertman was hired to take over LSU's baseball program in 1984. He had never really been outside of the state of Florida. LSU's baseball program was mediocre at best. The stadium was not in good shape. There were very few fans who attended any of the games, and as we know, through his marketing and personality and charisma, and obviously his ability and talent as a coach and a recruiter, he turned LSU into the gold standard of college baseball, into the powerhouse, as we call it, and we all know and love it today. He coached LSU to 11 College World Series appearances and, of course, 5 national titles in 1991, 93, 96, 97, and 2000. Some of these posters back here behind me represent those championships. Obviously, he is in the dugout for the most famous moment in the history of college baseball, Warren Morris's home run. He was both an assistant coach on the 1988 USA national team that won a gold medal and the head coach of the 1996 Olympic team that won a bronze medal. His impact is immeasurable. My timeline on both Facebook and Twitter is filled today with dozens, if not more, of his former players, and obviously many fans with the outpouring of love and support and the stories, about him and his time at LSU. After he retired as the baseball coach in 2000, he was LSU's athletics director from 2001 to 2008. He hired 3 coaches, Nick Saban, Les Miles, and Paul Mainieri, who would all go on to win national championships at LSU. And while he was the athletic director, the LSU women's basketball team went to an unprecedented, at the time, 5 consecutive Final Fours. College baseball at LSU is different. The media coverage is different. The fan support is different. Everything about it eclipses college baseball at just about every other school in America. And we owe all of that to Skip Bertman. But there are plenty of schools now. Mississippi State, certainly on the back of Ron Polk, but dozens of southeastern schools, a lot of the SEC schools. You think about Arkansas, you think about Texas, you think about some of the big ACC schools. You think about some of the really fun atmospheres and environments that we've seen in regionals and super regionals at different places. Really, a lot of that can be traced back, certainly not just Skip Bertman, Ron Polk, several other legendary coaches at different places, Mike Martin at Florida State, but Skip Bertman is at the forefront of it. And if anybody ever attended a game at the old Alex Box Stadium, which is on what is now Skip Bertman Drive, you just know how raucous it was and how much the environment helped LSU in some of those regionals. And then, obviously the new Alex Box Stadium and his number being retired, and the field at Alex Box Stadium is Skip Bertman Field. And a few years ago, right outside the Championship Plaza, that beautiful bronze statue of him leaning on the rail of the dugout. He was a fixture at games right up until, this season, and right up until obviously now his passing. He was wheeled out onto the field, to celebrate with Jay Johnson after LSU won the 2025 national championship. And he was always generous with his time, always generous to the fans, always generous. Jay Johnson has said many times that his greatest moments of being the LSU coach is being able to hang out with Skip and talk with Skip and the relationship that they developed. He was funny. Plenty of funny stories. Ronnie Rance tells the story a lot. He was struggling in a game, and Skip Bertman came out to the mound to get him and said, "Don't worry about it, Rance. It's not your fault. It's mine. I recruited you." He used to have a lot of jokes about Starkville. He said, "When I check in, I ask for a room without a view." He was intelligent. Obviously, he was a very good athletics director. And he will be missed. But his presence will constantly be felt, for not just my generation, but the generations of people who follow every time you walk in Alex Box Stadium and you look at that intimidator. You have him to thank. Not really a lot more to say. Not really a lot that you can say. It's hard to put into words the impact that he had on so many players, so many coaches, getting, so many of his assistant coaches jobs, so many of his players played professional baseball, so many of his players went on to success in business and other endeavors. And to me, that's the mark of a true coach. And again, if you just go on social media today, the people whose lives he directly impacted, all of his former players, you'll see the outpouring of love and support. So celebrate this weekend. Watch some old highlights. Watch some old clips. And just know that LSU baseball is what it is because of him. So that'll do it today on the Purple and Gold podcast. Everybody enjoy your weekend. Try to stay cool. It's oppressively hot out there. Celebrate the skipper this weekend if you can. Always be good to one another. Always boot up. And always, always, always go Tigers.